Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today, we're going on an amazing trip through time to understand something that touches all of our lives. I'm talking about taxes. What's a tax, you ask? Think of it like a small gift that we give to help run our great country. It's like the fuel that makes our country's engine go, building roads, schools, and hospitals. This idea isn't new, it's as old as people living together. As soon as people started living in groups, they needed a shared pot of money. And that's how the idea of taxes began. Let's go to our first stop, ancient India. Imagine the grand kingdoms of the Mauryas or the Guptas. How did they build their amazing palaces and pay for their huge armies? The answer is a well-organized system of taxes. The great wise man Chanakya wrote about it in his famous book, the Arthashastra. He believed a king should collect taxes like a bee gathers sweet juice from flowers, taking just enough without hurting the flower. The ways they collected money back then were very different. Taxes were often paid not with money, but with things. A farmer might give 1/6 of his crops called bhaga. A craftsperson might give part of their finished goods, and a trader might pay a fee, or shulka. There were taxes on land, on forests, on mines, and even on water used for farming. As time went on, new empires came, and with them came new systems. Let's move forward in our timeline to the time of the Mughal emperors. They brought a more organized and planned way to handle taxes. The Mughals were great at managing things, and their tax system, especially the land tax system, showed how good they were at organizing. They started a way of carefully measuring land and figuring out how much it produced to decide how much the government should get. One of the most famous systems was the Zabti system, made perfect under Emperor Akbar, with the help of his amazing money minister, Raja Todar Mal. With this system, every piece of farmland was measured, and how much it would grow was guessed. The government's share, usually 1/3 of the average crops, was then set in money. This meant farmers knew exactly how much they had to pay, which made their lives more certain. Then came another big change when the British arrived. The East India Company, and later the British Crown, saw India mainly as a way to get money to pay for their own government and army costs. Their tax rules were often made to get as much money as possible, sometimes with terrible results for the local people. They started several new land tax systems, like the Zamindari system, the Rayatwari system, and the Mahalwari system. The British also brought in modern written tax laws. In a big step, the first income tax was started in India by Sir James Wilson in 1860. On the important night of August 1947, India woke up to life and freedom. But with this freedom came the huge job of building a new country from scratch. The leaders of independent India needed money to fix the damage from the country splitting up, to build up the economy, and to help millions of people escape poverty. Taxes became the main tool for this country-building project. The British system they got was not thrown away, but was changed and made Indian to help reach the goals of a free, fair, and democratic country. The Income Tax Act of 1961 was a key part of this new way of doing things. It replaced the old British-era law and created a full system for taxing the money of people and companies. Along with income tax, a complicated network of indirect taxes was also set up. There were taxes like excise duty on goods made in the country, customs duty on goods brought in from other countries, and sales tax charged by the states. It was a complex system, often called a tax maze, but it was made to help the government pay for its big 5-year plans for growth. This time was all about control and rules, as the government played a big part in the economy. The economic changes of 1991 were a big turning point in this journey. As India opened its economy to the world, the tax system also had to be changed to make it simpler, clearer, and easier for businesses. New taxes like the tax on services were brought in to get more people to pay taxes as the service industry started to grow fast. Now, let's talk about today, a time of amazing change. The biggest tax change in India's history since it became free happened on July 1st, 2017. I'm talking about the Goods and Services Tax, or GST. That's right, this was a game changer. The dream of one nation, one tax came true. GST took many central and state indirect taxes, like excise duty, service tax, VAT, and octroi, and put them into one single tax. The complex tax maze that had been there for decades was finally taken apart. Bringing in GST wasn't just a change in rules, it was a technology revolution. The whole system is built on a strong digital foundation, the GST network. Every sale is recorded online, every bill is matched digitally, and every tax form is filed through one common website. This has made the system super clear, making it much harder to avoid paying taxes. This digital change isn't just for GST. The Income Tax Department has also really embraced technology. Today, you can file your income tax forms from your home in just a few minutes. Refunds are processed faster than ever before. The government has started things like faceless assessment and faceless appeals, where there's no direct meeting between the person paying tax and the tax official. This is done through a central computer system which randomly picks cases. The goal is to make things work better, be clearer, and be more responsible, and to reduce any chance of trouble or unfairness. It's truly a new day for the Indian taxpayer. So, ladies and gentlemen, from the ancient Bhaga to the digital GST, the story of taxes in India shows how the country itself has grown. Taxes aren't just about paying money, they're a duty to our country. The money you pay as tax builds the subway you ride in, pays for the satellites we send into space, supports our brave soldiers at the border, and helps those who are less fortunate. Understanding this system is very important for every citizen. As India keeps growing and changing, so will its tax system. It will keep changing to fit new economic situations, always trying to find that perfect balance Chanakya talked about so long ago. And that is a thought worth remembering. Thank you, good night, and Shubhratri.